Testing, hot outbound car, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear? Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Steve Austins of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
I'll manage to squeeze in somehow.
The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Brooklyn, USA. It's a long time. We should have been doing that a long time ago. Yeah. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we will read them on the air. Our home base, of course, is the Non-Productive Studios, the Non-Pro website. That's non-productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. What's going on, Lou?
Joe, number 46.
46, yes.
So
the 4-6 Bear defense.
That's right. So for all you Yankee fans out there,
yeah,
I'm not mentioning his name.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
somebody else.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
We have an obscure 46.
Okay.
Dan Abramowitz.
Dan Abramowitz.
Yes. It's not an accountant.
I was going to say.
He's a football player. He's from the New Orleans Saints.
Really?
Late 60s, early 70s.
That's when, what's his face, the guy with Tom Dempsey with the half a foot
yes,
kicked
he
the
was
63 order.
Yep. I actually saw it live on TV.
Oh, wow.
I saw it on TV.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I was a kid. 1969. This is now the Saints came in the league in 67.
Okay.
They were rotten, of course. 3-11. Then next year 4-9-1, and then 5-9. Still better than the Jets, but had to get that in. Sorry,
That's the truth.
It's the truth. So in 1969, this rotten expansion team. This guy leads the league in receptions with 73
in 1969.
69, yeah. Quarterback then was Billy Kilmer.
Yeah.
Archie Manning's not on the scene yet. Archie comes in 71.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. So
Nice.
So Danny did play with Archie, and he later on ended his career with the Niners, I believe, and he also wore 46 with the Niners.
Really?
So that's my number 46.
Nice.
And I have to say, this past week we lost Joe Morgan and Whitey Ford.
Yeah, two Hall of Famers.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very sad.
Anyway, yeah.
Very sad.
So Dan Abramowitz.
Yes, Dan Abramowitz. And,
from the firm of Abramowitz and O'Connor.
yes. We really tackle your savings. All right. Anyway, well, the show now are in our second week with our sponsor, SilkCityHotSauce.com. All right? Get yourself some homemade mom-and-pop hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
And he's our pal.
Yes, he is.
The great Kingfish Levinsky. That's right. A raccoon who's from Jersey who lives up in Vermont.
Yep.
Makes a great hot sauce, homemade. It's homemade, pal.
Can't hurt you.
No, they have my favorite, which is the Taco Fiesta. Yeah. They also have Mango Madness. They have the Hot Experiment. Then they have the Killer Hot, which is their hottest. They have the Dragon, which is a 7-pepper blend. Smokin', the Goddess, Cherry Sriracha, and Chipotle.
There you go.
And if you go to SilkCityHotSauce.com, go to it, and then enter RX in the coupon code at checkout and save 15%, and they'll throw in a free bottle of Cherry Sriracha because you're a fan of the show. Who he's also a fan of this show, and of course the Honeymooners.
And the Honeymooners.
Because his father was one of the original members of Ralph.
Yep.
And but please patronize our pal Jeff at Silk City Hot Sauce.
Patterson, New Jersey roots.
Yeah, exactly.
Hometown of Lou Costello.
That's right.
Patterson, New Jersey.
Yeah, Patterson, New Jersey. Yep. We've driven by many times in our day the old Lou Costello statue. Yes. Yeah. Of course, back then we were doing bad things on 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and then we see Lou Costello. We're like, we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be doing what we're doing.
No
here.
reason to go to Patterson for anything,
especially at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
No reason. But anyway, Welcome to the show, number 46, the Honeymooners podcast. And we're going to start off with a flub. All right? We're going to do a flub, which is, of course, because we're getting new listeners all the time.
Yes.
Some of them don't get to start back in the beginning, but we have our flub of the week. And here we go. Where is it? There we go.
It's right there.
There it is. Love that music. Yes.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the flub of the week.
All right.
It's so fresh.
The wonderful Joe Fernandez.
Yes.
Better than my voice.
Oh, yeah.
So, our first flub is from the episode Young at Heart.
Yes, which I refer to as young.
It's unbelievable. We'll do the young episode.
The young episode this week, Joseph.
All right, yes, and that must be a number 39 because that's the youngest one. And this is in the beginning. Judy Connors comes up. Little Judy Connors, the 14. She's 14 years old.
Look at me, I'm 13.
Yeah. And she is explaining to Alice what she's going to do this weekend with her new hub, the Wallace. The Atomic Passion.
Super
Atomic Passion.
Man of the world.
Man of the world. He's almost 18. All right, here we go.
Where are you and Wallace going to go tonight, Judy?
We're going over to the amusement park, and we're going to go roller skating. See, they're having a bob contest.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to go on some of the rides, like the roller coaster.
Yeah, they got a bopkin.
Make you Polish babka cake?
Yeah,
I guess she's probably to say bop dance contest.
Bop dance
She
contest,
just doesn't
right.
spit it out.
Right. It
So,
was bopkin.
you got bop kick, bop
test. I wonder what you bop because bop dance contest. So
yes.
she went bop and
Yeah.
kind of went right into contest,
yeah,
but she stopped herself.
Yep.
But she still didn't say
She
it.
didn't say it right. Even she stopped herself.
She went in reverse and went back right over the same nail and got a same flat on the tire that she got up before.
In Wallace's hot rod.
Yeah.
Frantic hot
Yes,
rod.
frantic, and it's ready to percolate. So you want to let him hear it one more time?
Yeah, play it again. 'Cause I got
Okay,
something
yeah.
to say about Judy Connor, too.
Gotcha. All right. Nothing bad, I hope.
No,
Where are
no.
you and Wallace going to go tonight, Judy?
She called me
We're
icky.
going over to the amusement park, and we're going to go roller skating. See, they're having a bob contest.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to go on some of the rides, like the roller coaster.
The bopkin. Contest.
So this is Judy Connor.
This is Judy
calling her
Connors,
Mr. Douglas.
Right.
Her one and done.
One and done. Yeah. She's a one and done ski. Yeah. Absolutely.
But she made her famous by her flubbing.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of Lou Costello, I saw her in an episode of Abbott and Costello. It's a half-hour show, so the ones I love, the half-hour shows.
Really?
I think it was one when Costello was running for office, and all these girls were coming up crying, and my daddy lost his shoes, and he'd give him your shoes, and one of the girls that comes up to the stage is Judy Connors.
Judy Connors.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So that must have been before. Wait a minute. Because they it had to be maybe
Around the same time.
Yeah,
you would
because Lou Costello died in '59.
think? Yeah. So it's right.
So
yeah.
maybe right before that.
It's right around that
Right
time.
around that same
It's
time, right?
around the same time, yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
That
Judy
is
Connors.
pretty
I was
cool.
watching them. I'm like, that's Judy Connors.
That's Judy Connors.
Susan Miller, I think her name is. I'm not
and the
sure.
actual name is
Her actual
Susan-
name, I think it's Susan. I'm not sure. Should know, but
That's
I'm not
pretty
sure.
cool.
I'm
Nice.
not sure. I'm not sure about a lot of things on this show.
Yes.
I'm just staying,
But
I'm
you're
staying
definitely
in character.
sure. He's definitely Lou. The one thing you're sure about is that you're not sure.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Definitely sure that
Exactly.
you're not sure.
She gave up on Freddie.
Yes.
Who's this Freddie anyway? We know he was icky and he was a termite.
Right.
'Cause he
Right.
was
Strictly out of the wood. Yes.
Is it Freddie Muller she was going with? Is it Frederick Carson?
Wait a minute.
Is it the owner of Fred's Gasoline Station?
Is that
Freddie?
that's another? Is that part of your list of Freddie?
Well, we said it last week.
Was it?
Freddie was our first one last week.
Yeah.
And it was her boyfriend.
That's right. Man, they just
they
really
killed that word, that name. Oh my God!
It's like being in an Irish house and everybody's saying Patrick. All right. Well, that's the flub
That
of
was
the
a good
week
flub.
with Judy.
That's a good
Absolutely.
flub. Oh, yeah,
It's a
Judy.
cute flub.
Oh,
She's one and done, but she did a nice
Good
job,
job.
and
Yep.
and then she took off.
It
and-
took off. That was it.
Thank you, Mrs. Crampton.
Yeah. Oh, you're a doll.
Yes.
You're a doll, Mr. Kennedy.
All right. So now we want to get into the next thing that we want to do, And this one is special because this one, whenever I hear this, I think of Lou because I know this is one of Lou's favorites. And here we go. But I can talk over the guy's voice, right?
Yes.
Because I
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this. Don't you get it? I wouldn't send a night out on a dog.
No, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Jokes
Hey, blah, 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 blah,
blah, blah, blah, that they deserved.
I heard him.
I'm surprised she heard me. I'm surprised she admitted that she heard me. All right. Well, of course, you know the bit. It's jokes that didn't get the love they deserved. These are jokes that we feel that they were funny enough.
Good enough to get a chuckle.
Yeah. And most of them got nothing. And now this is one of Louis' favorite.
One of my favorite lines.
If
there's one person laughing, it's me.
It's you, yes.
Every time I hear it. Get Joe.
And it's from, what's the, I forgot what episode. Oh, with the deciding vote.
Deciding vote, yeah.
The deciding vote,
yeah.
And of course, he pulls the
water fountain. The water fountain.
The water
the knob.
The knob
on
off the thing, and the water's going, and you're never going to get.
Alice can't shut the water off, and Norton doesn't get water upstairs when Ralph's running the water.
Right.
Because it's
and then
problems
of
in the cellar.
course, and then of course this happens.
From this moment on, as long as you live in this building, you're never going to get another drop of water.
No?
No.
That'll do, don't you?
I go to the Board of Health. They'll fix the thing for me. Hey, well, you couldn't go to the Board of Nuts. Now, get out of my way. I have a very important letter to mail.
Ralph?
We had to leave that. But the line that we're talking about is you couldn't
go to the Board of Nuts.
Yeah.
I find that hysterical because what is the
Board of Nuts?
Yes. It makes no sense. But it's so funny because he used that word often.
Yes.
Nuts is used often in there.
Absolutely.
Nut, full grown nut, this nut,
Right.
nut.
Which everybody now uses in their
it's just
vernacular. Honeymooners vernacular.
Yeah,
it's always
part of the
being
vernacular.
used.
Nuts.
Yeah. But you couldn't go to the Board of Nuts.
Go to the Board. Could you imagine walking into like the town hall and you see it on the door, Board of Nuts.
Board of Education, Board of Being Here, the Board of Nuts. And there's like 6 guys, like just sitting there, just juggling or whatever they're doing. One with a butterfly net.
You couldn't go to the Board of Nuts.
Board of Nuts. And now that I listen to it, it got like a murmur.
You got a little like,
but
that little.
It's one of, and every time I hear it,
I go nuts.
That's Louis.
I go nuts.
It's almost like you're on the Board of Nuts.
Yes, I am.
You're almost on the Board of Nuts.
We're having a meeting tomorrow night.
We're having a meeting. Well, let us know how the meeting goes. All right. Well, now this is going to be a little different because this is sort of an observation, something that I noticed.
Yeah, Joe noticed this,
and then now we've just
we're just gonna play on it. Yeah, we'll play it, and then we're gonna.
We should do. Yeah, I'm still doing it anyway.
Yeah, why not?
Of course.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louis' Observations.
All right.
Joe's observations.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, now, in the episode, Man's Pride.
Man's Pride, great one.
Now, we're doing like a Hong Kong Gardens combination on this one.
Yeah,
Right,
one from
because
column A, one from column B.
Yeah.
And you get bread with it too.
Now this is when he's freaking out because he's got to go to dinner with Bill Davis, his wife, and Alice and him.
Yeah.
And they're freaking out because of him lying that
to Bill Davis.
Lying to Bill Davis and all
Of
that.
course, Alice knows nothing about this, so
Right.
he's
And
he's in a pickle.
Yep. And Norton kind of gives him an idea.
Yeah.
Very good idea.
Good idea coming from Norton.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Come on, Norton, give me an idea.
Wait a minute. Will you stop getting in such a stew? Don't worry about it. When you're together, don't talk about business. Get off the subject. Talk about something else. Don't talk about business.
That's right. He told me I shouldn't talk about business. I should forget business and relax. I'll burn myself out.
That's it.
Well, every time he starts to talk about business, I'll remind him that we're out on pleasure and I don't want to talk about business.
Good. Certainly glad I thought of that. All right. Now, listen, let this be a lesson to you. I mean...
All right, so now I'm going to hold off on the second part.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the observation.
Go ahead, Joe. Go.
All right. You're seeing somebody you haven't seen in 20 years.
20 years.
You went to high school together.
We figured the Cramdens are about 40.
40.
About 40.
Yeah.
We'll say 40.
That's in 1956. He was 40.
40. Right. Okay.
So 40 years old.
Out of high school.
Out of high school, 22
years.
Yeah. You haven't seen the guy since then.
Yeah.
And you're going to get together with you, your wife, a guy you haven't seen in 20 years, and his wife. His wife and your wife don't know each other. So now it's up to you and your guy you went to high school with to steer the conversation
for the whole night.
What do people talk about all the time when it comes to conversation, at least starters, or at least the gist of what you're going to talk about? What have you been up to, buddy?
What have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
What are you doing?
Well, I don't want to talk about business.
Don't talk about business. But what are you doing? I mean,
I almost won a contest where I dressed up like a man from space, but they thought I was a pinball machine. What else have you been up to? I didn't win the convention manager job. Like, of course you're going to talk about business.
Especially, you got to understand, too. Millie don't know Ralph and Alice.
Exactly.
Alice doesn't know Millie. She hasn't seen Bill Davis since, he was He was after her back in the day.
And you might talk for 3 minutes about your glory days of high school together.
Yeah.
And then it becomes, what have you been up to?
What have you been up to? What are you doing?
And what do people talk about? They talk about their work.
Because even if Ralph and Bill Ralph's not going to say anything about it. But what if Alice just says it?
Of course.
Bill, what are you doing with yourself?
Exactly. Yeah.
What's Ralph going to stop him? Like,
Hey, Bill, don't talk about business, Bill.
Talk about what you wrote in my autograph book in high school. Fatso Cramden walks down the hall, wall to wall.
Wall to wall. Yes, exactly. Do you know our neighbor makes a mean potato salad
upstairs.
that makes my friend Ed Norton, who you met, glad to know you. He used to be a real regular clerk. Like, of course you're going to talk about work.
Yeah.
It's just what we do.
It's natural.
It's natural. Unless they're both unemployed, and you're unemployed, then you got to find something else. And it's not like there's 8,000 TV shows to talk about on Netflix or whatever.
No,
there's the news of the day. What are you gonna get together and talk about the news of the day?
And even the point that what are they doing what is Bill Davis and Millie doing in Brooklyn? Like,
that is
why are you there?
Point. What did they come there for?
You just said you came. Now we don't know. Here's another thing, too, about that, Joe. We don't know if the whole thing is made up, his Chicago and, Akron thing.
Right. Like,
maybe they're not even out. Maybe that's part of his story. He could still be in Brooklyn. We don't know that. And especially in New York. If you live 4 blocks away from somebody, you're like in Poland.
I mean,
it's like...
there's no... I mean, unless you have a phone.
Yeah, you don't know. 4 blocks away, you're in a different country. You don't see you. So we don't know. Did Bill ever leave Brooklyn?
Maybe he was in Tenafly, New Jersey.
He could have been in Tenafly. We don't know.
He was in Patterson. Right by the Lou Costello
the statue out there. By the Silk City Silk Mill.
Yeah.
So we don't know. So you're going to ask.
That's an interesting point.
So we don't know. So Alice, if anyone's going to ask,
of course,
it would be Alice. She would be the inquisitive one.
Right. Like, what have you been up to? Because
exactly.
she knows Bill. She knew him. They both tried to court her at the same time.
Right.
She would like to know how's he been.
What
have you been up to? And that means, what are you doing for work?
And that's not talking business. That's just a general question.
Of course. Yeah, that's just,
so
what have you been up to?
What have you been up to?
We went on I belong to the Raccoons. What, you going to talk about the Raccoons for 4 hours?
Really?
You're actually part of the Raccoons, Bill, but you have a different name.
3 times. 3 different names.
Bill, you look familiar. Weren't you supposed to come up with a few? Right? Something like that?
Brother Andrew, brother somebody else,
brother Drebin.
He was a counterfeiter.
That's right.
Gotta go to the coast.
To the coast. Aren't they on the coast? What coast are they going to?
So now this dinner goes all night long,
right?
And it just comes to the part where they're having their coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, and their demi-tasse, their coffee, and their small cups of black coffee.
Black coffee, yeah.
So this all night long, nothing was mentioned until the coffee.
What did they talk
What did you talk about? You've been there.
I know.
Gotta be at least.
Do you know? I thought I was gonna inherit $40 million,
but
I end up with a bird.
A bird.
And I don't even know where the bird is. It's not at the house. Like, what are you gonna talk about?
You had to talk about something. Oh my God!
All right, now part 2 is the next part, and I just paused it, so we're gonna go right into the next part where me and Lou were thinking, is this a flub? And we realized that it's not.
It's not. It's just.
But it sounds like a flub. And boy, are we dead wrong. All right, here we go.
You know, all the time when you start to show off, it gets bigger and bigger. It grows and grows like a chain reaction. I mean, you got out of it easy this time, but you may not be so lucky next time.
Easy.
I know it, Norton. I know. Me and my silly pride. I promise you this, Norton. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn from here on in how to swallow my pride. Well, that ought not to be too hard. You've learned how to swallow everything else.
I love this. All right. So we're at the part where he says, and it's the punchline.
It's the punchline.
That ought not to be too hard. It doesn't sound right.
Right, but
go ahead, Lou. Now we're talking about Edward L. Norton here, sewer worker from Brooklyn. All right.
So we went to the Cambridge Dictionary, and it's actually a proper way of saying that. So here's Norton doing his best Sir Edmund Burke imitation. So, ought not to be is a proper way of stating that. So we thought originally it was he made a flub.
We thought it was a flub. That ought.
Like
maybe he should have said that ought to be easy.
Yeah.
You learn to swallow everything else,
Yeah.
or that should be not too hard.
Whatever. But it's actually proper the way he says it,
and it's extremely proper.
So, well, he did go to Oxford. So,
yes,
I mean,
yeah, it was a little foggy over there,
but he managed to learn how to talk
that
over there.
Ought not to be too hard.
It's proper.
It doesn't sound right. And the joke still killed anyway.
Oh, it's great. It's
killed
great.
anyway. It's not like we're critiquing the joke.
No.
It's just that little setup to the
way
joke.
He said it, and
it didn't sound right.
But it's
proper. Extremely proper. Like I'm sure the knife is on one side, and the fork's on the other. He's got the his napkin on his lap. But I want to just we'll play it one more time.
Yeah.
All right. See this time, but you may not be so lucky next time. I know it, Norton. I know. Me and my silly pride. I promise you this, Norton. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn from here on in how to swallow my pride.
Swallow.
Well, that ought not to be too hard. You've learned how to swallow everything else.
That perfect delay. Yep. If he would have just said "get out" right away, it wouldn't have worked. It was that delay. It was that delay, that perfect timing.
So Edward L.
That
Norton.
ought not to be too hard. You learn how to swallow everything else.
Edward L. Norton, raconteur.
Not a raccoon raconteur. Yes. But yeah, so we thought we were going to get in with a flub, and then we learned no.
The Cambridge Dictionary.
The Cambridge Dictionary
corrected us.
So yes. Very good.
Thank you, Cambridge Dictionary.
Yes.
Now we got to look for another flub.
Yeah.
And we came up with Judy Connors.
That's right. Yeah, we went from.
That's how we came up with
Judy Connors. Yeah, we thought we were gonna have a flub, and then we realized.
We were sitting here, we're talking about this, here we are, like we're on the Webster's Dictionary committee of what's proper and what's not.
Oh boy! All right, so
we
now,
got saved.
You know what? I forgot. We're gonna do this new thing with the one line.
Oh, good.
All right. I kind of got the idea from one of the Facebook groups, the Honeymooners Facebook group. Somebody put on there. They said, "What's one of your favorite? What's one of your lines that you hear, like a joke or a punchline that you don't hear people use all the time?
Right.
Like." Bang Zoom, or, even like DEFCON 3 people, there are certain things we use all the time. And now, like, we use Dusty Out in That Hall. Which I think would be a one that would be part of this person's list. Like, hey, we go Dusty Out in That Hall every time you call. So that was the idea. But it kind of gave me an idea of, and you guys could play along, and if you want to send it to us on our Honeymooners.
Which you use, the one that you use.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's one that I use all the time, like with my dog. If I want him to jump on the couch or get in my car, right? And I think it's hilarious. It's not a punchline.
No.
It's just a
line from the show.
And it's from Bensonhurst Bomber.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Get up and let me show you a few pointers on boxing.
I don't want any points.
Will you get up there and show me your stance? Get up there.
Get up there. I use it all the time.
He also says it in unconventional behavior.
That's
Ralph says it. Get up there.
Yes.
Get up there.
That's right. I knew it was said twice, but I thought it was Norton said it 2 different times. It's funny. Get up there.
Get up there. Get up there.
Get up there. Yes. Maybe that's why I just love it.
It's fine in your head.
Yeah, but I do it all the time. But I do it in the inflection of when he says it here.
And the Norton inflection.
I say it to my
That
dog.
delivery is great.
Yes.
The Norton delivery is
Oh,
great.
I love
nothing
it.
wrong with the Gleason one, but the Norton one's great.
It's just great.
It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. And I use it for my dog who's named Gleason. And whenever he's got to jump in the car or I want him on the couch, I go, get up there. Get up there. And of course, I'm doing it for myself. My dog doesn't understand me. And even anybody within earshot is not going to understand. He's just saying, get up there. I'm like, no. It's Edward L. Norton saying, get up there.
Get up there.
Get up there. So I figured maybe we'll try to come up with ones on occasion.
I'll think of one that I use, and I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the standard ones, like, like you always say when you're in a pizzeria, it comes out, it's poor little
but
pizza.
it doesn't even have to be something you use. It's just a line that you like.
Yeah.
But it's not a punchline.
Right.
It's just something that when they say it, you just like it. And that's when I get up there.
Get up there.
Get up
Get up there.
and so definitely want to get the other get up there.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Get up there. Get up there.
But yeah, so if anybody has one of those that they just like, they like when he says it. It's like, I think we might have mentioned it in Brother Ralph, one of my favorite episodes, when at the end he throws out Tony Amico, and then he goes, I'm sorry, that's how I feel. She goes, oh, I love you. And he's like, you love me?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
I
know
love
you'll
that.
love that line.
And there's something darkly humorous about it. So and like I said, it's not a punchline.
No.
It's just, you just like certain lines.
a
So
line.
anybody go to our Honeymooners page, or if you're on Twitter, go on Twitter and maybe we'll play some of them, And we'll say, hey, this is Charlie, Charlie's good line. But it's one I love it.
I hope somebody doesn't say to me one day, excuse me, sir, how do I get to the Board of Education? And I'll say to them, you couldn't go to the Board of Nuts.
Take that road into bed. It'll shave 5 hours off the trip. The Board of Nuts. All right, so now we're gonna get to, and I'm loving this new bit because you're a maniac.
Yeah.
You're a maniac.
You're a maniac. Call me a maniac.
We started last week.
Yeah.
It's the list, and it's the different names.
The frequent name list.
It's
like the frequent flyers.
The
here we go.
frequent name list. Love it.
Frequent flyers.
I love it. Frequent. I love that. Somebody remind me that
Yeah.
that you're listening. Frequent name list. So last week we did Freddie.
We did Freddie.
And you had like 7 different times Freddie was used.
Freddies.
7 different Freddies.
7 different Freddies. Not the same guy. This is
not the
7
same guy.
different Freddies.
Whether they're people you saw or just
or mention name by name, just
yeah.
mentioned, because we basically only see Freddie Muller.
Yeah.
You see Frederick Carson.
Yeah.
You see Frederick. We don't see Fred from Fred's Landing.
Fred
we don't
Fred's
see Fred
Gasoline. And Judy Connor's boyfriend, Fred.
Freddie, we talked about before.
Yeah. Tons of Freddies in
we
Brooklyn.
Don't see them. Anyway, we don't see Fred Fay.
That's right. Fred
see
Fay.
him either.
Don't see him either.
So they could all have been different names.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now, today's name,
Okay.
in honor of Joe, is Joe.
Joe. All right.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh,
Joe,
boy.
you want to try some, Joe?
How many?
Well, 1, 2, 3. I have 5.
5.
And 2 are, I would say, kind of difficult. So go ahead, start with the first one. We know it's going to be
Joe Fensterblau.
okay.
Obviously.
That's Fensterblau.
Joe Rumsey.
Joe Rumsey Muncie. That's one person. We're going to count him as one person.
What? Joe Rumsey Muncie?
Muncie Rumsey.
So we're not giving 2.
No, we're not giving 2. That's one person.
That's just that's a flub by
yes.
So Joe Fensterblau, Joe Rumsey.
Joe Rumsey Muncie. Like one of those fancy hyphenated names from Nantucket.
You said there's 5?
There's 5. One is...
It's really,
it's
really
hard,
difficult, right?
Yeah.
Not one of the barbers. Is it one of the
No,
barbers?
no.
Joe, one of the barbers?
No.
Hey, Joe.
I'll give you a hint. You
Go
gotta
ahead.
get a hint. The guy that makes the stale jokes about him being slightly overweight.
Oh my God, Joe. Oh man, this is a great trivia question.
Yeah, it is. It should be
Joe. What's the first initial?
L.
Lustig.
Joe Lustig.
Joe Lustig.
Okay, now here's another one.
All right.
The guy in the play. The costume.
In the play. Oh, Joe.
I may not fit his part, but I fit his costume.
Yeah. Joe. It's another one. L, right?
No, H.
Oh, this is bad. Joe. Oh,
Come on.
Joe. Say it.
Hannigan.
Hannigan.
Joe Hannigan.
Ah! I don't know Hannigan's partner, but I fit his costume.
Now the next one.
Okay.
This name actually comes in under 2 categories on the list.
Really?
Yeah. This
Okay.
is a hard one.
Okay.
Norton, I'll give you the hint. Norton was supposed to get the promotion in the sewer, but they gave it to...
Wait a minute. They gave it Cassidy.
Yes.
Joe Cassidy. Oh, but Joe Cassidy is also mentioned.
No, he's mentioned the name. Well, that's for another show. Cassidy's for... Because I said he comes under 2 categories.
Because it's 2 Joes and 2 different Cassidys.
He comes under the name Joe Cassidy comes
Right.
under the Joe title,
Right.
frequent flyer,
And the Cassidy
and the
title.
Cassidy
Oh, my
frequent
God.
flyer.
The frequent flyer. Oh, wow, that's good.
That great?
I love it, man. I love it. This is great because while I'm racking my brain trying to think of it, I know all these lunatic
Look out
DEFCON
there.
3s
Yeah.
are doing the same thing.
Yep.
And they probably, I bet you 3/4 of them got it.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
wow,
hope
that
they did.
is
That's
great.
something.
Wow. Joe. 5 different Joes.
Yeah.
39 episodes.
Because you figure we only see 2 out of them. We see Muncie Rumsey
Right.
and Joe Fensterblau.
And Joe Fensterblau.
We don't see
yeah.
Hannigan, we don't see Lustig, and we don't see Cassidy.
Right.
They're just in names mentioned.
Mentioned. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Oh, man.
How's that?
All right.
How's
Very
that?
good. I
That's
love
a-
it, dude.
that's a great
Frequent. What do we call it?
Well, frequent names, I guess.
Frequent name.
We'll come up with
I don't know.
something. Maybe somebody out there.
Yeah,
can
somebody
help
come
it.
up with it. Yeah.
Somebody's a little more creative than
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are.
Than the frequent name bit, you know. But all right. We are now going to do. Here it is.
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb. Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our...
Courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti. Sorry. I'm dusty on that hole.
All right. So we got Louis Trivia, obviously. And
I love that intro. That's like my favorite intro.
It's great. All right. Ready?
I actually liked it better when we were doing it. I think we're going to go back to us doing it.
What?
Herb.
Oh, Herb?
Yeah. We can do the first part. Like, who's our next contestant, Tom?
Right.
Then we're going to pick it up from
And
there.
what's funny is that
I
one of our cats, and this is an accident, obviously, one of our cats is Herb.
You're kidding.
Herbie.
Okay.
She calls him Herbert.
Right.
So now whenever I call him, I just go, Herb. And she has no idea. My wife has no idea why I do that. Because she doesn't listen to the show. She doesn't like the Honeymooners. I should just divorce her.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready. All right. Here's our trivia question.
All right.
It's from Young at heart.
Young. Young at heart.
Okay.
For any normal, non-woke people. All right. Here we go.
We touched on it before.
Okay.
We have Wallace and Ralph are both wearing varsity sweaters. Wallace comes in with his varsity sweater on. Ralph, when he goes into that crazy outfit that he puts on, has a varsity sweater on. What letter is on each of their sweater? 2 different letters. Dusty out in that hall.
Dusty out in that hall. Okay. Wallace is definitely wearing a W.
Yes.
That's the easy one.
Okay.
I'm going to guess R.
No.
Is it B for Brooklyn?
No. It's actually half a Wallace.
V.
Yeah.
It's a V.
With a football on it.
Was it a football on it?
There's a football on it, yeah.
You know, it's funny. I never, it's something I never really focused on.
Yeah.
Now I have to.
Yeah, you got to look. It's
now
got a football on it.
Staring at his torso for the whole episode.
At Ralph's V.
It's a V with the football, so it's
football.
obviously meaning varsity.
Varsity, or then schools. It could have been a football from a school that starts with a V.
Could have been, right.
Usually what they do.
I don't know if Wallace was just so arrogant. He just had a W for Wallace.
Yeah, maybe he
which
was.
Just
could have been.
Very funny.
Maybe he went to Washington High School or something. I don't know. Well, he was a man of the world, so I could have gotten
Yes, and he was almost 18.
Yeah, he was almost 18.
Which is, we'll be doing that bit at one point, that joke. Well, listen, that I think that wraps up 46 very nicely.
Yes.
I love the list.
Oh, the list is
the
great.
list is great. My cute little new thing. Anybody that wants to chime in with it, please do. And, of course, we want to thank the Facebook groups, especially the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge with Joy and Brother Norton. They're just great. And Brother Norton's got his Honeymooners trivia that he does every couple of months, but he also does a weekly Honeymooners Thursday trivia podcast.
Yes.
And also I have my show that I do every Monday night at 7 o'clock on More Like Radio called The Conti and Kenny Show. And then if you want to buy my comedy CD, my 1-hour comedy CD, it's called Joe Conti, and it's Happiness. You can get it anywhere you want to download a comedy. And
download? What's that? Look weird. This whole internet thing has got me going crazy.
Yes, it really does. And don't forget,
it'll catch on.
Don't forget to patronize our sponsor, SilkCityHotSauce.com. And I think that's it.
That should be it, Joe.
All right, everybody. Well, number 46.
46,
in
Dan
the books.
Abramowitz.
Yep, in the books. And we'll see you next time.
Night all.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.